Hello, and welcome to Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. I'm Gloria.
And I'm Rosetta. And thank you for joining us this week on our chat. And today, what do we have that we're drinking here, Gloria?
Today we're drinking Good Earth Chai Tea. The ingredients are black tea, cardamom, pepper, cinnamon, and other spices and natural flavors.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So I'm going to point out real quick
Yes.
that when I see this and it says natural flavors.
Mhm.
Did you know that natural flavors doesn't mean it's all natural?
Absolutely. That word natural is thrown around just like that word organic. Like we keep telling you, check your source. Now this, I don't know, I would give them like a 50-50 because it's right out of here, Santa Cruz.
Okay.
And usually people in Santa Cruz are pretty conscious about their intake of foods and drinks.
All right, so let's try it. We've had the tea bag
Yes.
seeping for quite a while, longer
Yes.
than needed, so we'll
Yes.
see.
Cheers.
Cheers. Well, we've had it seeping for a while, but
Yeah.
it's still not overly.
It's not
It's not
overly
bitter or powerful.
No.
It's not bad. You have to steep it for this long to get flavor.
One of the things I love about Good Earth teas is the tea bags always give you a little saying. So mine today says, the only good is knowledge and the only evil is ignorance. And that's by Socrates.
That's good. And this one, I'm not even sure because the staple is right in the middle of the word. It says, fight for your,
Is
I
it
don't know
opinion?
what that says, opinion.
Opinions, yes. But do not believe that they contain the whole truth or the only truth.
Okay, there you have it. You heard it here.
Yes, and that's by Charles A. Dana. So I've always loved that when you get tea and the tea is good and then you get a little bitty something.
I love that.
I
love
do
that.
too.
That's really good.
So let's see. The first thing, granted, I didn't get to see all of it. However, I am so very, 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 very excited that Billy Porter won in his category for a best male performance for Pose. Pose, strike a pose. I love him.
Yeah, what is that? I actually haven't seen that. What is that about? Do you know?
What, Pose?
Pose.
Pose is about in the 70s and 80s when the AIDS epidemic was rampant, and what a lot of the gay communities used to do was they did just that. They built communities and they created homes, and the homes were set up so that they could take children off the street and nurture them and friends and family, and then taking them into these homes. And then this is what the show shows. So the authenticity of it, someone can correct us below and say, yeah, Gloria, that's a show and that part is real and that part is not. So that would be really cool. However, on the show, what I love about it is it gives you insight into what that must have felt like. You know, we are a people of habit, and sometimes people hear something, they grab onto it, and then it just becomes the norm to them. And what they're doing is knocking the walls off, and they're just putting it right in your face.
Love it.
I mean, and one of the things that I love about, I'm trying to think of his character's name. He is the host of the events. And every night they do an event, and it's a dance off, a walk off, show your clothes, strut your stuff. And he always says, and the category is, and like for a night it might be drag, and then the drag queens take to the runway and they do their thing. Or the category is walk, and he'll snap his fingers. And when he won, he said, and the category is love, and the place just
that's
erupted.
why he said it like that.
Yes.
I have not seen that show, so I'm going to see it. Where is that on? What channel?
It's on FX, and surprisingly,
FX,
it is
okay.
owned by ABC and
really?
Disney. And then as Disney owns ABC, Disney also owns FX.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yes, and it's really, really a very interesting show. It gives you a lot of insight. You fall in love with these individuals, and then some of them acquire AIDS, and it's like, what is that? You know, first they go through HIV positive, and what's that like, and the isolation and how they feel so all alone. So this is just, it's amazing.
I know, it sounds amazing. I'm going to have to actually record that, because I think that's something that not a lot of shows do, and it touches a lot of people because it goes through like the cycle of the person, right?
Absolutely.
Follows them, and it's really touching to see.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because, you know, even if you have your, I call them isms, you know, I don't like that, and I don't want to be around those people, and oh, that's just those people. You get to realize that we're all the same. We all have our challenges. We all have our different views of life. However, like he said when he won his award, the category is love. So let's keep love first and foremost.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you.
So, I know some of you have heard that the sentence for Felicity Huffman came down, and it's $30,000 and 14 days in jail. And it has really brought to light a situation that I had no idea. So say you live in Cupertino, and I live in San Jose. However, you and I, we're girls. We're best friends, and you're like, I want, you know, you have a brilliant daughter, and I want your daughter to go to school with my son.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you just register as my address for you,
Right.
so that the kid can go to school? So now we all know that the Felicity Huffman was where she paid $15,000, and that was to get her child, who already was an advantaged child, more advantages in the school system. So put that there. Now you and I, we're just talking about using an address. There is a case where a young black woman used a fictitious address, and she could serve 5 years for doing that. And here is a person of influence
That got 14 days and a fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. There you have it, people. That's what you get for being a celebrity.
Yeah.
Slap on the hand. That's nothing to them.
And the sad thing is, you know, a lot of things that are going around right now, it's the same situation. Whereas if a regular person off the street had done something, they're going to jail. Whereas if you are a person of influence, either through your status or somebody you know, someone you love, you know, they'll go, don't do that. Don't do
I know.
that.
And this is for someone that wants their child to have a better upbringing.
Yes.
Better schools,
Yes.
teachings, and that's what they get, 5 years.
Yeah. It's amazing.
It's pretty amazing.
I was like you, I was just like,
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. So, talk about special individuals. There is a woman that had a little baby girl. Her name is Katherine Bowers. Now, I'm about to blow your mind. The baby was 19 inches long. The baby was born at 9/19, and the baby was born on September 19, 2019.
19.
You think that's a lucky baby?
Very lucky.
I mean, could you imagine? And I hope and pray that everything that baby touches just turns to
And
gold.
what's the name of the baby? Lucky?
That's the baby, Katherine Bowers.
Oh, that's the name of the baby.
That's
I
the
thought
name
they were
of the
going to call
baby.
it Lucky.
I know. I probably would. You know, Lucky. You know, or like, you know,
Destiny or something.
Yes,
that would be nice.
Something very, very cute.
Yeah.
So congratulations to the parents. I think that is
Congratulations.
amazing. We'll put the link on so you can check it out. It was very, very interesting to read. I thought, wow, that's lucky.
Yeah.
If I was the mom or the dad, I would have, after I made sure, if I was the dad, because the mom was probably knocked out. If I was the dad, I would have went to the closest place and bought a lottery ticket, because that was amazing.
Should have done that, but I'm sure he didn't think about it.
No,
at the
they were
time.
probably so tired.
Yeah.
They just wanted to get some rest and take a nap. I recently saw this article and I thought that could revolutionize care for a lot of people. Groupon in Southern California, they're offering coupons for medical care, and you can get an MRI for $299.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, how much are, I mean, do you know?
$1,700.
$1,700. And now you can get it for $200.
I would like them to do that up here.
Wow.
Could you imagine? Okay, I'm sure you've heard the thing where now you can get a test and it'll tell you how long you're going to live.
Oh,
I don't really want to know
no.
that. I don't want to know.
I don't want to know what's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Absolutely.
Just leave it to God.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So I wouldn't do that test. However, I would do an MRI just to find
Sure.
out. You know, there are companies that do those all body scans and they can kind of tell you,
Sure.
you know, because there are individuals that are walking around and they don't even know they're sick.
Right.
And they have like, you know, like a friend of mine went to the doctor, wasn't feeling good, found out that his what is that, the carotid artery, the one that runs along the neck, was 95% blocked. He was just a heart attack waiting to happen. And so, and the only reason that he was very fortunate that the doctor ran a test was because he was just like, you know, he told him he was very, very tired. And they laid him on a bed and they did some tests and they left him alone and he fell asleep. And he was snoring so loud when I got on the floor. I didn't have to ask where he was. I could hear him. And so I went to his room and I mean, he was out. And, you know, his wife had gone home to get some things and I called her and I said, I'm here. And she goes, is he okay? I go, he's snoring. She goes, he was snoring when I left. So he wasn't feeling like he's sleeping, but he's not getting the benefits of sleep.
Right. He's not getting the well-rested sleep that
Yes.
you would think he would have if he's snoring, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but you know, those come to talk about the Groupons with the
Yes.
MRIs. So that has to come from, it doesn't really come from Groupon. Well, I think Groupon has to initiate that,
Right.
but it has to be a partnership with the company that offers the MRI, right? Because
Right.
they have to be the ones say, yes,
Absolutely.
we want to give that big of a
Yes.
discount.
Yes.
So we have to hopefully find, and I hope they do find some companies that are willing to do that.
Yes. I mean, I think that would be so helpful because it's easy for people to, you know, think that they're getting great care. And it's amazing how many times I even know some of my friends who go to the doctor and you know, as ladies, we have to have mammograms. And then there's like, well, if you have dense tissue, even though you have your mammogram, you might not be able to see things.
Right, yeah.
So it's required sometime for an MRI. However, if the insurance company doesn't cover it, $1,700 is a lot of
It's
money.
coming out of your pocket.
That's right. So Groupon, good luck. We hope that you come up north and we hope that it's something that can be extended, even if it's only, you know, a few per year. It's better than nothing.
Yeah, if anyone out there works for a company that does MRIs, think about that.
Yes.
And think about maybe contacting Groupon because it can save many people's lives.
Yes. It'll be amazing. So Rosetta and I have noticed that there's a lot more people on the road, a lot more traffic. And we were making a comment that, you know, you'll be in some areas and it'll say, drive like you live here.
Yes.
You know, slow down. And it amazes me because every now and then I watch Good Morning America just to figure out what the day is going to be like. And they show different events where children are getting off of buses and they have those stop signs. Now, if you don't know what a bus that is stopped with the stop sign out means, allow us to educate you. That means stop. That does not mean go faster and try and go around the bus because they have almost hit children.
Yeah.
And so we have been jokingly saying, maybe people don't understand, the rules of engagement for the road.
They don't understand, but really what they're really doing is everyone is so busy and we're so in a rush every day to get from here to A to B that we'll do anything just to shortcut stuff. And that's even going around the stop sign when the buses have that stop sign open.
Yeah.
I mean, out.
There was a woman that was videotaping, and they showed it on Good Morning America. It was her child's first day coming home from kindergarten, and she's got her phone up and she's talking to her baby, and she goes, "Woohoo! Oh my, welcome home." And then she goes, "Come here, baby." And all of a sudden she hears the car, and she goes, "Stop, stop, 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 stop." And the car just goes
whizzing by.
I mean, and I don't understand. Even in my neighborhood, it amazes me that the parents sometimes drive really fast.
Are driving crazy like that. In our neighborhood, we live in Campbell, and they have those signs on the lawns, "Drive like your child lives here." Yeah. It's crazy how they have to even put that there in residential neighborhoods.
Absolutely.
They have to put that nowadays.
I mean, and I've even had to have conversations with a neighbor that says, "Your children play basketball in this cul-de-sac, and you drive a car that you can't hear." So it's not like an old car. Back in the day, I'm gonna age myself. Back in the day, cars used to make room noises, and even if they were like put put put, they made a noise. You could hear the car coming. Well, cars today, especially electric cars, you can be standing, and the person in the car can pull right next to you, and you don't even hear the car.
Yeah.
So our thing is just slow down a little bit. Wherever you're trying to go, it's going to be there. I was attempting to get to a meeting on Tuesday, and I was out on the road, and I was just like, oh my God. Everywhere I went, there was traffic. The freeway was traffic. I come up 880, and 880 was bumper to bumper from 238 in San Leandro to 237. Okay, so that's a parking lot. And then once you got to 237, by the time you made it to North First Street, that general area, Brokaw Road, there was another accident at 101 and 880. So now all of that is stopped. So then the radio says there's another accident on 280. And I thought, oh my God.
Non-stop accidents.
Yeah, and that's because people are just such in a hurry, because they're not like okay, you have an accident, you pull over, you exchange information, and you can move on. These are accidents that requires them to shut down the lanes. So when you only have 3 lanes and you're in traffic and they take away 2 of them, that's it.
And then you have those people that aren't even involved in the accident. They just want to slow down and look, take their sweet old time, rubbernecking, looking.
Yes.
And even if you're not on that side of the street that the accident is happening, you'll still have a slowdown on the other direction, because people are so like, what is all this? What's happening? Let's slow down, have a good old look.
Yes. I was taking my mom home yesterday, and we're on Capitol Avenue, and all of a sudden I see flashing lights, and I thought, oh my God, I've already spent 2.5 hours this morning trying to get to work, and now I'm an hour in and I have flashing lights. Some poor person had driven their car into the light rail tracks. I'm like, how do you do that?
Maybe, I don't know, maybe they thought they could beat the light or try and go before the tracks. I don't know.
Yeah.
Beats me. I can't even imagine. I don't know what they're thinking.
And so my mom, she's like, oh my God, not only is this side stopped, but look at the people over there. I said, but hey, there's a good time. They're not going to not watch. So we are thinking about helpful ways that we can, give you guys some hints. So you keep checking in with us, and we'll share more information about
traffic.
And be
safe, people. Be safe. Don't be rushing, because, as I say, prevention is always better than intervention, and that goes for everything.
Absolutely.
Take time before you have to spend more time healing or trying to rectify whatever thing that you've done, because you weren't trying to prevent.
Absolutely. So one of my favorite shows. The Masked Singer started last night.
But I didn't see it yesterday.
So we're not going to get too deep into it.
It was a 2-hour one, so we recorded it, and we
Yes.
want to try and... This is really bad, but we want to skip through the commercials.
Yes.
So we're going to be watching it tonight. But I love the Masked Singer. I kept seeing all the little snippets of it.
The butterfly is beautiful, and then they had like was it Ice Cream Man? I mean, some of the people...
Wasn't there like a cupcake or something? No.
They had something. I mean, they had all new characters. The ones last night were
and
all
I love
new.
that they kept the judges. I love those judges.
So we got the same judges.
The judges.
And I love Dr. Ken because he always goes, they go, la, 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 la. He goes, I know who that is. So, of course, they press him.
Ken
Who is it? And he goes, I have no idea. I love him. So that was really good. The only reason I brought it up, because we'll talk more about it next week, because we'll both have an opportunity to watch the whole show. Nick Cannon, I love you. I think it is amazing. God has blessed you. You left American Got Talent and you did not slow down. You got Masked Singer and you're still doing well. $1.2 million per shoe, really?
And how did they know that?
He told everyone.
He told on the show?
On the show, they were talking about his shoes. See, I thought they were Swarovski crystal shoes.
Oh,
because they make those and they're like $200 or something.
Expensive.
Yeah. No. He goes, these are diamonds. And they're 1.2 million each.
I don't understand. Why would you, people watching, would you go around with diamond-studded shoes?
No.
What if you're walking and it just falls off?
Yeah.
Then you've lost a diamond.
Yes.
You go.
Because they're real. So.
Well, Nick Cannon is not going to be walking around the streets with those shoes. He just wore them for the show on and off.
Of course. It's just the idea that they're making shoes that cost $1.2 million
per shoe, not the pair.
No,
it's each side.
And he was specific enough last night to say per foot. And I thought, oh my God,
good on you, Nick Cannon, because
yes.
I'm going to see it tonight at the show, and I'm going to have a good old look at your shoes. And now I know what it looks like to have 1 million diamond pairs of shoes.
Yes, talk about weird. So going from there. Let's talk a little bit about Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, and you've watched it?
Not all of it. I haven't watched the second night. I saw snippets of the first night. However, I don't know how Mary Wilson of the Supremes went home, because on the first night she was in 5th position.
She was great. And she had rhythm and she was doing her thing.
Yes, and I mean, she's 74.
Yeah.
I was like, you go,
she
girl.
She has some groove.
Yes. Well, it was funny because the guy asked her if she could do something, and she goes, I'm black. Like, black can dance. Let me tell you, girlfriend, I know some people darker than me, and they do the bunny hop because they can't dance. So I don't think that's a free get out of jail card anymore. I think a lot of people can dance. However, I was looking at, what is his name?
Lamar Odom. Yes.
I don't know how he made it through. I mean, number one, really he's big and
he's tall.
What is it? He was wearing size 15 shoes or something like that.
Something
and
ridiculous.
His reach
huge.
Compared to her, I was like,
yeah, but
it could be her and Max together.
But I don't even think that the height has anything to do with it, because if you have your swag and your groove, it will show. It doesn't matter how short you are or how tall you are.
That's right. If you can boogie, you can boogie.
I don't think he knows how to. I'm sorry to say, I mean, he's a bit stiff, and I was shocked that he didn't get kicked off. I thought he would for sure be the first person to get kicked off. And this was
based on what I was told, because I haven't seen it. It was a judge's decision, and Lim is the one, I think, because he wasn't there, like Ray Lewis. It was between Ray Lewis and Mary Wilson. And Ray Lewis, he got a little excited about dancing. However, he could dance.
He could. You can see some potential there.
Yeah. So, and I understood, but I think those two had way more. I would have said
like
Odom or Sean.
Actually, no. Sean Spicer's actually not too bad.
He's
actually quite good.
Yeah.
And the second week he's improved.
Oh, okay.
So he's even better than the. So you saw the first week, right, with the green.
Yes, with the lime green and pounding the drums.
Yeah, but he's actually. I was like, let's see how he goes. He actually has improved. He has some kind of potential.
Okay.
But I can't get over Lamar Odom.
I mean,
I can't believe that
he's still there.
That Mary Wilson went before he did. It's weird.
It's crazy.
I really, really like who's his partner? Peter Morgatroff.
Yes.
And I'd really like her, and I don't want her to leave,
Right.
but I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He has to go.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, people, if you like him, that's great. I
Yeah,
just feel,
let us know.
let us
because
know, but
I mean,
that's my opinion.
Not a popularity contest. We understand he's a great basketball player. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about moving his feet to boogie. So, comment below and let us know what you think about his boogie capability.
And who are your favorites in this season
Yes.
so far, or who are ones that you think need a bit more help?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's going to be an interesting season.
Interesting.
Yes. So, we haven't had a chance to talk about it, but the person that I wanted to win won American Got Talent. Cody Lee. His life has already changed. I just don't know how a Vegas thing is going to work. His mom is so sweet and so loving. She always kneels next to him before he performs, and she whispers something to him, and then she'll say, "You got this, okay?" And he goes, "Uh-huh." And then he just turns on the charm. And he was so excited, he was jumping, and I was jumping. My husband, he goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "I'm doing the Cody Lee jump. I'm so excited, I'm so excited." So I don't know how the Vegas thing is going to transcend. I can't imagine there would be more people in Vegas than what he performed now.
I think that what would happen, because last season was I had it in my mind. Shoot, it's the card person.
Yeah, the musician.
Oh my
yes,
goodness, I know
magic.
his name now. Now that's blanking. But he actually had his own show in Vegas. He has his own show in Vegas,
Right.
And he invited someone else to be like guest starring with him.
Right.
So I'm thinking Cody Lee, he may not have the show all just him. It could be other people coming in and out, within the show.
Yeah.
So, because I don't think that he could have just a show just for him, because that would be, it would just be.
It's going to be long and hard.
Too drawn out.
And they do that thing where they do like 3 and 4 shows a day. I don't think he's going to do that.
I think he'd have to be like with other performers
Right.
to make that all happen and come together.
So I think his mom is going to be even more heavily involved. However, I think when he drops his first musical CD, it's going to be amazing.
Oh, I got it. Shin Lim. That's
Yes.
the guy. Shin Lim just came to me.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, not only did he win his season, but then he came back and he won Best of All seasons.
Yes, best. And I really want to see him.
Oh, I
and
do
we were
too.
looking when we went this year to Vegas, but he only performs certain times, and
Right.
it's quite pricey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When you get these, because I'm the crazy person. So I always look when they say, winner, and then they tell them that they won $1 million. If you ever stop your television and read the small fine print, it says an annuity over 40 years.
Oh.
So it's a good thing he's a young man.
Right.
So he will actually be around to get all of his money. But I thought that was interesting, because you hear $1 million and you think they're just going to count out $1 million.
Cash out $1 million minus the taxes.
Yes. Well, no.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Well, now I learned something new today.
There we go. And then the next person is a winner was Bailey Munoz, and he won.
So you think
you can
dance?
Yeah. Oh,
yep.
He was such an amazing young man.
He's amazing, and when he won, we did some Googling of him.
Yes.
And we found out that he's quite a talent. He's been dancing for many, many years.
Yes.
So you must, if you like So You Think You Can Dance, you all know Twitch.
Yes.
Sure, you know Twitch.
Yes.
So there's a video of him, this little Bailey, when he's young. I don't know how old, 6 or 5.
Right.
And he's somewhere, it looks like he's in the lot somewhere, and Twitch is dancing.
Really?
Yes, and there is Bailey, and then Twitch is doing his thing, does his little moves and stuff, and then all of a sudden Bailey starts dancing and breaking out and does his stuff. And so he's been in the scene for quite a while.
Wow.
And I've actually seen him on different award shows. like People's Choice Awards. You know how they have those young dancers?
Right.
He's been one of them.
Wow.
He was on one of Chris Brown's
Videos?
music
Wow.
video.
Wow.
And he's just done a lot of stuff, this boy.
See, I had no idea. I
Yeah.
thought he was just a little, because he's known as a b-boy. So he does the popping and all that
Yeah.
stuff and locking. So I thought he was just a b-boy. And the judge that is a b-boy that won in a previous season, Dominique, was, he said that he brought tears to his eyes to see the evolution, because he's a b-boy and now he can do contemporary, he can do tap. I mean, he can do ballet.
Yep.
He can do jazz. He can do it all.
Well, it's like fiction.
Yes.
Fiction can do everything. And I think Bailey is from Vegas, right?
Right.
So that's where fiction grew up, on the streets of Vegas. So
See?
they all know each other. They hang around the
Amazing.
same circles. But Bailey has his own website channel. I
Right.
think it's Bailey. What's his b-boy name? I forget. He has a name.
Yeah,
but
he has his own little
Bailey.
name.
I forget what it is. Bayrow
Yeah.
or something. I forget what it is. .com. But if you look online and Google him, you'll see all his past things that he's been involved in ever since he was a young child.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. So the last thing is, I got a post on my Facebook page, and the post is about a lady, a senior lady that goes into a bookstore, and she's getting some books, and the young girl that's helping her thinks, she's cool, but she's kind of quirky, because she'll be getting books, and then she goes, "I really like your bangs." And so the little girl's like, "Okay, thank you." So she's putting stuff up on the counter to pay for her books. And then she goes, "Oh, my husband's in the car waiting for me. I should get him some chocolate." So she gets him some chocolate and she puts that up on the counter too. So there's a young man behind her and he's got books in his arms. So she tells him, she says, "Put your books on the counter." So, number one, she's like a senior lady, so they don't think she has any money. So he's like, "Oh, no, I'm okay." And she goes, "Put the books on the counter." She becomes a little more forceful. So he puts the books on the counter and he goes, "Why are you doing this? That's $400 worth of books. You can't afford that. And she's like, "Did I ask you all of that?" So the young girl is ringing her up and, she's tallying it up and she goes, "Oh, he needs some chocolate." So she puts some chocolate on there for him. And so all of a sudden the lady says, "I have a son. And my son has a problem with addiction. And I don't know how it happened. And I don't know what I did to cause it. And I don't know what to do to help. So when I can help and where I can help, I'm going to help." So that was her way of helping that young man. And anytime you know someone who knows someone who has substance abuse issues, they don't know what to do, because you're raised by the same parents, you do the same thing, and yet one child is fine and another child is not.
It just takes a one or couple of times to get addicted.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's very, very hard. It really is.
That's this vaping thing that's going around. I mean,
that's another whole story, the vaping thing.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that it's way worse than we thought.
I was just at a networking meeting. It's so funny. This lady from the city of Cupertino, she is doing a campaign against smoking and stuff.
Right.
And she passed out a flyer, and it had on top half was candy, and it showed like Sour Patch.
Right.
It showed the package of Sour Patch, 3 different kinds of candy packages.
Okay.
So it said candy, and then on it said "or," and underneath were the cigarettes or whatever it was. And the packaging was not candy, but it was exactly the same look and feel of what the real candy looked like.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, these companies sure are targeting
our children.
Well, yes, I was going to say the wrong people,
Yeah.
but those are the people that are going to get attracted to it.
Yeah.
I was like, I did not know that the packages look so damn
close
to the real thing, the
Wow.
real candy package.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our word of closing today is just be aware that goodness is all around us. And the words of Billy Paul, not Billy Paul, what is Billy's last name?
Billy Porter.
Billy Porter. Billy Paul is me and Mrs. Jones. He's a famous singer. And I've been thinking about him, both of my Billies at the same time. So, and the words of Billy Porter, the category is love.
Love.
So spread love wherever you go.
Spread love and be happy, be joyful that you're alive and you're healthy.
Yes.
And just pay it forward to people, please.
Yes.
Please
Keep the love going.
Be positive. Just have joy with everything you do.
Absolutely. So in closing,
thank you so much, everyone, for watching our video today, our chats.
Yes.
And don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so that you're on top of all our videos when we upload them.
Yes.
And thank you again. It's been marvelous.
Absolutely.
This chat. We've talked about so much. And if you have any feedback or comments, don't hesitate to put them below.
Yes.
Thank you. And don't forget to always
keep
smiling. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Toodles.
Bye.